Our story begins with a man named In-soo who is preparing lighting or stage lighting for a concert. Suddenly, he receives a phone call informing him that his wife has been in a traffic accident and has been taken to the hospital. He rushes to the hospital to see his wife, leaving his work unfinished. When In-soo arrives at the hospital, his wife is in the emergency room, so he has to wait outside. At that time, there's also an attractive woman named Seo-young sitting with him. She's also there to see her husband in the emergency room. Yes, in fact, In-soo's wife and Seo-young's husband were in the accident together because they were riding in the car together, though we don't know where they were going, and we don't yet know the relationship between these two victims. Later, Seo-young and In-soo are called to the police station. A police officer tells them that they don't yet know who was driving the car. When they arrived at the scene, both of them had been thrown out of the vehicle. Now you two should take the belongings we collected from the car. So Seo-young and In-soo each sort through their spouses' scattered belongings and put them in separate bags. We can see among the items are condoms and a video camera. Now we reach the part where they investigate the relationship between the two victims. Seo-young is carefully examining the video in the camera. We don't know what she saw, but she suddenly stops watching and tries to compose herself emotionally. As for In-soo, he's also checking his wife's phone. He's carefully looking at the chat messages on the phone, and then he throws the phone down. What strange thing did they both discover? Later, In-soo goes to meet Seo-young. In-soo asks to see the messages on Seo-young's husband's phone. After examining those messages, he becomes certain that his wife was indeed having a relationship with Seo-young's husband. And according to those exchanged messages, it shows that the two of them were planning to run away together. They drove here not for work, but to leave their spouses and live together happily. Seo-young gives the video camera to In-soo. The video in the camera shows the two victims being intimate together very happily, which makes In-soo's blood boil seeing his wife behave this way. Seeing that In-soo's wife is unconscious like this, not knowing how to release his anger, he can only go drink alcohol to drown his sorrows. As for Seo-young, she's also very hurt, for bottles of alcohol are comforting her too. When coming back from drinking, In-soo doesn't go to his own room nearby. He knocks on Seo-young's door, saying he wants to talk to her. When she opens the door to let him in, whatever he was going to say to her, he suddenly falls asleep until morning without doing anything. The next morning, a police officer tells In-soo and Seo-young to attend the funeral of a young boy who died because their spouse's car hit him. They agree to go there together. After a long journey they arrive, but Seo-young gets her hair pulled by a woman, and In-soo nearly gets kicked down by a man. They're not welcome there at all because their brother died because of these two people's spouses. They're furious and want revenge. Later, In-soo and Seo-young begin to confide in each other, begin to understand each other. Under the cold weather, they walk together along the road. Seo-young asks In-soo, "What do you do for work?" "I'm a lighting technician for concerts." "That sounds very interesting. And what about you? What do you do?" "I'm a housewife. I do all kinds of housework." "That's very difficult work." "Thank you for saying that." Seo-young asks In-soo, "How did you and your wife meet?" "She's a member of a photography club. I met her at a concert event." "Which university did she study at?" "Jongong." With a neutral expression, she says, "So my husband and your wife were probably in that photography club together. That's why they..." Like this. After about 3 drinks, Seo-young tells In-soo, "I don't understand at all what I did wrong for my husband to betray me like this. At least he could have told me beforehand. And what about you? When your wife wakes up, what will you do to her?" In-soo says, "I'll get revenge." She asks, "How will you get revenge? Should we have an affair together too?" "Haha, just kidding." Later, the relationship between In-soo and Seo-young gets better and better. One night they went out in Seoul together. They walked barefoot chatting and even playing chase with each other. Then Seo-young bought a bouquet of flowers for In-soo, telling him, "Take care of it, don't let it die." In-soo replied, "I'll take good care of it, don't worry. This isn't very deep yet. Let's continue watching." One day, In-soo invites Seo-young to go to the beach with him. After swimming a bit, In-soo asks Seo-young, "What should we do today?" Seo-young says, "Whatever you want." Then they hold hands looking for a suitable place. Their afternoon honeymoon goes very smoothly. In-soo touches Seo-young's smooth cheek. Lips touch lips, and In-soo's hands keep moving, touching while thinking to himself, "Is this heaven?" Our video cuts to a scene where In-soo is holding a knife peeling an orange. Seo-young says, "Let me peel it. I'm better at peeling." Before finishing peeling, In-soo turns Seo-young's chair toward himself and holds her hand warmly. In-soo's right hand caresses Seo-young's right cheek passionately. Just as they're getting into the mood, there's suddenly a knock on the door. In-soo says, "Wait a moment, it's my father." And In-soo takes Seo-young to hide in the bathroom. Not letting his father into the room yet, In-soo persuades him to go eat outside instead. After walking a bit, he tells his father he forgot to lock the door and comes back to the room, just to see Seo-young, as if he can't bear to leave her alone. One day while In-soo is out with Seo-young, he gets a phone call saying his wife has woken up and to come quickly. Miss Su-jin has indeed woken up but can't speak yet. At least it's better than Seo-young's husband who hasn't woken up yet and is getting weaker and weaker. The doctor says if possible, she should take her husband to Seoul. She asks, "What about the woman who was in the accident with my husband? Will she be sent to Seoul too?" The doctor says, "Definitely." So these two are about to leave this place, probably won't have much chance to meet again. So if there's anything to resolve it now. They go to find their honeymoon place together for the second time. This time it's more passionate than before because they're about to separate like this, not knowing if they'll see each other again tomorrow. In-soo tells his soulmate, "If we had known each other from long ago, it would have been so wonderful. We could have been a real married couple for a long time, not like this." Before even reaching Seoul, Seo-young's husband dies. She shows a very sad expression, but she doesn't cry excessively. In-soo also attends her husband's funeral, but they don't talk to each other, just look at each other's faces. Then In-soo goes to Seoul with his wife. They don't bring up or talk about the past. Only our Seo-young stands watching In-soo take care of his wife from a distance. What can she do if In-soo hasn't decided to come to her? She doesn't know what to do. Anyway, in our final scene, when it's snowing, we see that In-soo and Seo-young show beautiful smiles as they watch the falling snow. Then we hear two people in a car together. One voice is In-soo, the other is Seo-young. Seo-young asks, "Where should we go?" In-soo says, "Anywhere you want to go." The narrator thinks In-soo is taking Seo-young to live together. He's left his wife. It looks like they'll successfully run away together, unlike their spouses who tried to run away together at the beginning of our story.